Welcome back to Fireside Pride 2024 here at Power Up with Pride. Folks, you've been waiting and your patience will be rewarded. We are ready for the next run. Mileve running Celeste. Mileve, take it away.
Hello, thank you very, very much. I've got a very exciting game here. I'm sure most of you know it very, very well. Fantastic game. It's been a part of a lot of speedrunning events. We're going to be doing a pretty cut and dry standard version of this game with a couple of little additions. I'll be running a couple of B-sides, trying them out. And we've also got, I believe, the name that one was trans rights, so that's what we're going to be working with. And also, if I'm not mistaken, the other part is currently in the lead.
That is correct. Yeah, we have Other Self is currently winning on with $54.
And we can change that midway if bids happen, but for now, we'll focus on the run. I'll explain things as we go from there. Where I'm going to hit begin, and the timer will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
Good luck.
And go. So first things first, if other self is in the lead, we're just going to need to go into variants, scroll down to the other self, and bam, we Urple. We love the color Urple. Other self is great, very fantastic. We appreciate them. So I'm sure all of you know how this works, but for the few that don't, this is Celeste. It is a pixel platformer. It's just it's been around for a long time. You get dash abilities that let you zip, zoom, and fly around. You get a lot of cool little characters, and you get some very excellent game design. So I'm excited to show off a bunch of that here to everybody, as we're going to be heading into the first area. So the main method of movement in this game is to utilize the other self's dashes. And we can use them to kind of just like get high speed boosts like we're seeing here already, that let you just quickly traverse the environment. So you don't always just have to climb. You could kind of fly around things as well and just make little tricks to kind of catch whatever you need. Do some nice platforming. Alongside that, we do have wall climbs. Very useful for climbing a mountain. Very, very good. Very good. Let me get this part here. I can do this well, and then other times I can't. But we got it. We finally got it. It's good. So this game has a few parts to it, and we're just going to try to get through from start to finish as quick as possible through the main base story. I'm not the best at this game, but I love the game very nearly and dearly, and I've spent many of my days playing this game and putting a lot of love and energy into it. So hopefully things will go pretty well here.
I mean, you're better at it than I am,
so. The beautiful joys of... I mean, you've got a bunch of your own games that you're also way better at than I am.
Oh, that may be true.
Awesome. We all have our games that we love putting time and energy into. And this one is one of them that I really like. It's got a very beautiful soundtrack, very nice visuals, very pretty, very fun. So the story right now is basically just our character Trans Rights is climbing the mountain. That's basically all that's happened so far. There was an old granny who laughed at us. She's a very funny fellow. She likes her laughs. We respect that. Maybe it's because we Urple, and she finds the color Urple very entertaining. I personally love the color Urple. It's a good color, very fun. One of my favorite colors. So I'm very tickled that I get to utilize the color Urple during this run. We got to a part where we had to rest, but things look a little different right now. I don't know. It's just weird. We don't think about it. We're just gonna wander around and have fun. I like this part because it kind of comes off as like a nice little playground area for you to play around in a more casual playthrough. I remember my first time going through this game and just like spending like a good hour just swimming through these jelly blocks because they're very silly. They're very pleasant. We like them. I like them. They're... Oh, go ahead. So we are at a point in the game where we've got another Urple. There's more purple going around. There's this purple that wants to hurt us. So how we're just gonna dive around and stay out of harm's way the best we can. Not actually that hard when you know the routes. You just kind of keep it steady because it cleanly mimics your actions. So anything you do, it does. And that just means that as long as we're not backtracking in any way, we're probably not going to get ran over. Okay. Alright, so we're pretty much already done with this segment. We just fall down here. And we have escaped the Urple. Urple is gone, we are safe. I'm free to kind of run around straight into a wall. Don't do that, it hurts. That's a good way to have your big ouchies. Fortunately, we just exploded the bubbles, and then we get to continue on with our run. Because death is only temporary in this area. There's Theo. We love Theo. Very cool guy. We support him. We love him. Very, very nice and important to the story, but we're gonna just kind of zip by him and keep this run going. Yeah, I can stop. Okay. Alright, we good? Perfect. We will resume. Just keeping things going from here. Oh, run. We got a new enemy here. They're usually known as spikes because the actual enemy, it gets reskinned throughout the run, but they're all essentially the same. They will slice, they will dice, they kind of spin around. Usually they're more spiky than what we're seeing here, but they all serve the same purpose. They have various patterns and kind of movements, like this circles here that we're getting. And what we want to do is the opposite of what I've done 3 times now, is we want to just kind of not touch them. Touching them hurts, not touching them, very optimal, very good. This is one of those games where a single hit will lead to your death, but the way it works is you respawn pretty much every screen, so usually a death isn't that bad. You just come back and you just keep going.
Mind if I jump in real quick?
Of course, please do.
Absolutely. We got a few new friends that showed up in chat. Welcome to new friends. This is Fireside Pride 2024. We are raising money all weekend for Point of Pride. They are a trans-led 501c3 nonprofit organization, and they have served tens of thousands of people in all 50 states and 100+ countries by providing access to gender-affirming health and wellness services. Any donations that you put toward the event helps this wonderful charity. You can type !donate into chat in order to get the link in to donate. And there are also incentives for some of our upcoming runs, incentives and business. So if you want to change the outcome of the marathon, you can put your donations toward that.
I strongly recommend doing that. This is very good charity. There's a lot of fun incentives too. Like one thing I always love about speedrunning events like this one is just how you can influence things. Bid wars to choose names. There's being able to enhance the difficulty if you want to see a runner suffer a little bit more. That's always entertaining. And usually there's somebody who's got a bid war going on or a bid going up for that. It's like cosmetic changes.
Right now.
Oh, which one is that?
We have an active bid war currently, or not a bid war, excuse me, but an active incentive right now for the Rhythm Doctor run, which is going to be coming up after Sound Shapes just a few runs from now. We are at $162 out of $200 for it. We only need $38 to get that incentive met. We are very, very close, but we're not quite there. So we got to get some donations in to make that happen, chat.
Please donate for that. That would be so very fun and delightful. It's always a fun thing because, I mean, obviously the easier difficulties are easier to run, but harder difficulties just show like how skilled and capable a lot of the runners are. It tends to be a lot more chaotic and can be very much more entertaining for in the right situation. So we do love a good old-fashioned hard mode, or whatever other chaotic options there may be. Resuming into the run, we're just helping this ghost man with his mess. He's made a big mess everywhere it's just been very disorganized, and we're doing our best to help him out in not making things as chaotic. Just by clearing things up, we are making a little bit more space to traverse and explore various locations. This part's actually kind of fun on the fact that the 3 paths actually change things up notably. Just based on the fact that, like, as you clean something up, you'll notice the path opens up, things get put away. That does actually take away platforms from other sections. So this one being the last one we did actually makes it a little bit more difficult to do because there's less there to help you kind of like platform on. So it's cool. It gives a little bit more freedom, or just like a little bit of planning in what you might want to do in that section. But yeah, we've gotten through there by now, so we are just going to move on ahead, and we're going to go to a very popular part of this stage, and something that introduces something that's a core part of very high level Celeste speedruns. I know a couple of places to utilize it, and you'll see those places come up as they do in just a few when it happens. And this is one of those moments. We're just gonna do this just for safety's sake. I think I could do this first try, but no. Okay, good thing we made it a little safe, because otherwise I'd have to go through this entire screen again. What I'm basically gonna do is I'm just gonna dash through these if I can get the position right. Just a few more tries, and we will. There we go. Much better. It's a frame perfect spot, but if you do a specific dash, it's called a demo dash, right? I think. I forgot. It's been a while since I've looked at all the terminology. I'm not as in touch with the community as I would like to be. but I still love the game, and I've learned a lot from all the tricks and ideas that others have learned. But yeah, by ducking and dashing at the same time, you're able to make trans rights much smaller. And that way, you can allow the trans rights to just squeeze into tiny, spiky holes and dodge all of the danger entirely. Very delightful, very effective. So, something has happened, and Ghostman is a little upset about us, and now he wants to eat us. So we're just gonna have to carefully move around in a way that doesn't allow him to get a good chomp out of us as we try to get through the rest of this level. You can also jump on his head, which is... I always like that little part. It's very cute. It's very interesting. You just bonk on him, he gets upset, and then he falls down, but he's immediately back. He really wants... He's just not in a good mood. Something riled him up. Definitely not me. Definitely not me. Didn't do anything whatsoever to kind of upset him. Yeah, no, trans rights, very good. Very good person. Definitely no part of trans rights just kind of upset him. What is it again? Oh yeah! Yeah, no, I remember the plot that happens here. But yeah, no, we're fine. He didn't have his morning coffee yet. That's the problem. And I should be a lot cleaner this time, because I'm going to take this a little more methodically, a little more slowly. And I'm actually on a pattern I'm used to, so there we go, much better. So that was the third stage of Celeste. We've got about 4 more to go through, if I remember correctly. So we're already kind of heading halfway through this game. Though it's only going to get more difficult from here. But that's why we practice. That's why we train and we figure things out. It's going to be harder, but I am ready for it. As we get higher up onto the mountain, we get to see Granny again. We see the bird, and there's Granny. Very lovely lady. She's going to laugh at us some more. I don't know what it reminds her of, but she finds the color purple very fascinating. Gonna break some blocks here, and with some nice tackles, we can kind of just get through there pretty cleanly. A new element that's been added in is it gets windy. The new effect is just wind, and it can make you go faster in one way or another. It'll be a little annoying in some parts. It'll be helpful in others. We'll get there. Yeah, it's good wind. If I can just, there we go. And nice, clean, and fast. So we can just utilize the wind there. It keeps pushing us against the wall, so it makes it a lot easier to climb up. You also saw a little while ago, we jumped off of some spikes. We did it again. Spike jumping is very fun in this game. If you time it just right, you can kind of bounce off of walls and spikes, and that can allow you to get really solid boosts that just send you soaring across the map. Very good for height. This game is very momentum. All about the speed, all about going fast. If you know what you're doing, you can actually get through that part even without the block. But the block is very friendly there. Alright, we do this and there. Blocks are very helpful. They're generous and kind, and they want to make sure the run goes by smoothly and efficiently. So we're going to take advantage of the blocks here and there just to make sure that things aren't going... There isn't too much struggle hour.
You can even say the block is in favor of helping trans rights.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that jumps a little tight. actually surprised I got that first try, especially considering all the tripping I'm doing everywhere else. Please. Okay, well, it's just gonna explode. It's okay. We need this block. We want to do it fast though, so we jump up. There we go. We don't want to have to... We want to be fast. We're here to be fast. And I don't want to... Like, some of the blocks are nice. Like, we're gonna use this one. It's very helpful. But there's some that down there that are, like, slow, and I don't want to spend my time with them. I like to do that. Technically, I could just press the button up there. I do, like... There's a way that you can, again, skip past that without the block, but I'm still figuring out a lot of those specifics. So we just kind of make do with what we got. Wind in here makes things a little timey, but we can just kind of cut through, and now we're good to get to the final part of this stage. It gets super windy. Very strong wind. Oh, I completely mistimed everything. That's fine, though. We'll just try it again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And, yeah, so the wind you're noticing, it makes it very hard to kind of move around. You do have the advantage that actually the boost does get a buff here. So if we can get some good momentum going, you actually move... Well, I wouldn't say you move faster than in a normal state, but you still move pretty fast, so we're going to take advantage of that as much as we can to kind of just zip through segments that normally would take a good few moments to kind of get through. You also notice these snowballs. The wind has gotten so powerful that it's throwing snowballs at us. And the snowballs are both dangerous, and they kind of function like the ghost Mr. Oshi's head, where if you bounce onto them, they can't eat you, and instead you get to just boost off of them. And it's super satisfying to use that well to kind of let your momentum keep going. Drift, jump over here, and once we're in here, we've completed another level. So we are already fast track on our way to finishing up this game. But we'll be heading into the 3 hardest parts. I like to do chapter 5 and 6 actually have a notably trickier part to it, if people dare. It's considered the B-side. And that's what we're going to be doing in this run. Because technically it's faster. Technically. If you're good at the game, it's faster. We'll see if I can pull off it being faster, which would require me to not die as much. Also requires me to get through there in a pretty efficient rate, which that part's usually the easier side of things. Just gonna play that nice and safe. I like to play safer stress. Or I play dangerous, but I play safe dangerous, where it's the things that I can very reliably do, and I have time to kind of stop and collect myself whenever I can. It just makes it a little bit easier to process everything going on. Let's see if I got... Oh, no, I got squished by the button. That's okay, we'll just walk over and press the button normally. If you do that...
You keep saying my name and it's throwing me off every time.
Oh no! How do we solve this problem?
I find it extremely entertaining. It's not a problem at all.
So the solution to this problem is to just continue as normal. Understood.
Exactly.
Oh, no, we don't want to fall down. We'll just explode. Respawn here. Retry is a really nice little button feature because it just leads you to restart back from where you last were, and that can be very helpful if you fall somewhere. You end up somewhere that you don't want to be. And it's just a lot faster than having a walk of shame. There's one spot where we will have to do a walk of shame if I can't get it right. but I mean, worst case scenario for that one, we'll take the Walk of Shame. And we'll pick up the Key of Shame. But yeah, there we go. We have unlocked the B-side. We're just gonna zip right out of here. And that's gonna lead to a secret side area. It's much faster when you know the tricks, but this stage is much more difficult. But some of my favorite things about it is there's two major reasons why I like this B-side as opposed to going through the main. The first being that stage has a lot of like anxiety stuff, and it gets really, really heavy. So we kind of get to bypass a lot of that narrative, which is great. And then you probably picked up on the other one by now, which is we got some smooth jazz, and we all love some smooth jazz. I'm gonna get squished here. So we're trying to do our first little skip here. We just bounce off here, and the trick is very specific. If I can just... No, I didn't time it right. We can try it one more time. One more time. If it doesn't work out, then we'll grab the Key of Shame just in case. Because there is a second path that we can take that's a little awkward, but is ultimately far more feasible. So we just jump, and I can't get the timing down. That's fine. I'd rather not have us sit here all day watching me try to jump over a little ledge. But basically, if we could time that properly, that would allow us to kind of do a wrong warp with the respawn in a way that would let us just kind of skip basically this screen right here. I was trying to skip this part, but we don't need to. We got it. It took 4 or 5 tries, but now we gotta just watch as the big red bubble just kind of zooms us all the way past, and we would basically be able to skip right here if I did it right. This stage has a lot of spikes, as you might have noticed. It's very pointy. Lots of spaces that you can kind of fall on. Lots of buttons to dash on too. I don't know why, but the buttons have like an icy physic to them where you can kind of like boost off of them really nicely. And I very much enjoy being able to slide off of that particular button. Gonna jump off this spike here if I can time things right. And there we go. That lets us skip an extra key too, so saves us a chunk of time. Oh. We're I mean, it's like I said, I was expecting that I might be dying a few times here. I am not nearly as practiced as I'd like to be, but that's kind of just life. I'm getting confused. Do we have any donations to read out?
No problem at all, yeah. As a reminder to everybody, we do have the open incentive for the upgrade to normal for Rhythm Doctor, which is coming up after Sound Shapes, which is going to be after the next run. So we're only $38 away from getting that met. So you gotta get your donations in for that. Additionally, we also have open donation incentives bid wars for the Crypt of the Necrodancer. We've got a soundtrack bid war, which already has some donations for that. So thank you very much for that. And there is also a bid war for the sleeve design for Rhythm Doctor. So in addition to the upgrade to normal, we can also put donations toward that bid war for the sleeve design. And your options there are trans flag, non-binary flag, purple, teal, and black.
Ooh. And yeah, speaking of hard modes, definitely would love to see that hard mode goal be reached. Very good. It's always fun to see people suffer. I do it by my own volition here, but I mean, it also gives us a chance to hang out with Theo more. And he's a fun guy. We just gotta carry him around in a big crystal. Lots of beautiful incentives, and I hope that many of them, if not all of them, get reached.
Agreed.
Stop! The monster. He's bullying Theo. It's not good. It's not nice. He really does not like Theo right now, but we're gonna get around him. It's fine. They're a little tricky to kind of work around. Like, the way they move, they kind of move erratically and in a way where they like to bonk things. So, we want to try to be a little more cautious than what I'm doing right now. We'll leave Theo there this time, and that should make it a lot easier. There we go. Much better. We'll just do a nice slow and steady, and we can leave them all in the dust. Tip, do not eat the Theo into a pit. He will explode, and we don't want Theo to explode. He is a good boy. He does not deserve to detonate. But yeah, we are just about done this next level, and then we're going to be quickly zipping through to the final stage. There is a nice little side part where it is very timing-based. We're just going to play this nice and slow and steady, and we can yeet him through the heart. Beautiful. Fantastic. So this next chapter, we're going to do a similar thing where we're going to find the B-side, and we're going to beat the B-side. This one's really hard to do the B-side of, but it's really fun when you kind of got the movements down. It's also fun to find this B-side. There's the other part, helping Theo out. Very nice of them. We support our other parts. Especially when our other parts support translates. Like this other part. This part also introduces the feather, which, as you saw, lets you basically just fly for a short period of time. It's very delightful. Very nice. It's going to come up a lot during this level and during the last segment. There's also just this part here that I can just position myself right. I can not bash my head into the spikes, and we can actually jump off of them. I really like this one too when I can get the timing right. There we go. Also, because there's not enough purple in the world, not enough purple, the crystals here are purple. It's a very pretty place. Forget the name of these guys. I remembered it up until just this run, I guess. I don't know, it's escaped me and I feel sad because they have a very beautiful name that the community has given them, and I'm disappointed. Like, they're so beautiful. He make the goodest angry noises. We love him so much. And we're just gonna bash open this path here. And this is our trick to the B-side. You can just get, there we go, nice and clean. Another cassette obtained. And that is going to let us leave this chapter. Because the way the game is set, it's just looking for a level or one side of a chapter to be completed. So you could complete the main story, or if you find the B-side, you can progress through this as curious of a way that is.
His name is Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin! Yes! Kevin Blocks. Thank you, chat. Thank you, friends. Thank you, people who are better in touch with this stuff than I am. But yeah, this part is going to have a lot of Kevin blocks, so we get to enjoy Kevin's majesty for many, many times here. And that makes me happy. Thank you for reminding me that his name is Kevin. I love that name so much. It's the best name. I am doing it slightly different. I don't know. I've never had a problem with this part before, but now we have a problem. So there we go. That's cleaner. I also like these guys. I don't remember if there is a name for them, Chat, please tell me if there is a name for them, but I love them. They're cute. They make loud pinging noises. They give you big boosts. They're very chaotic friends. We appreciate the chaos that they bring. And we just mistimed that. That's okay. That was entirely on me and not on these silly friends.
Someone in chat said round Kevin.
Round Kevin! Close enough. They're baby Kevins. They're baby Kevins. That's what they are. If we just do that, there we go. Or are they round, baby, or inverse Kevins? Because Kevins react to the boop as well, but in like a Kevin way. But these guys push you away from you. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyways, we just hit 2 Kevins. Look at them, they're beautiful. Look at them both moving. They look at you when you're holding on to them, and then when you hit them, yeah, they make the crowd move. It makes me happy. Anyways, so now we're seeing the... I don't know how to describe it because we are the other part, but that's the other part. Other part? The other part, right. That's what it is. Thank you. Anyway, so the narrative at this point is we're trying to make the character trans rights, is trying to make amends with herself. And that is done through, you know, trying to have a talk. We're trying to have a talk here, but our other part doesn't want, other part, doesn't want to have that talk right now. But it's a very important talk because we don't want to be stuck, trans rights doesn't want to be stuck on the mountain forever. Not everybody wants to live on a mountain. I mean, I would, but I'm also me. I don't know. So we're just kind of following through. There's a lot of purple spikes. We love purple. Very good color. And I think, no, there's a couple more screens, and then we've got another, I believe it is called a demo dash, unless it's been updated in its terminology. I know that's what it was called for the longest while. But another one of those spike dashes where we can just weave through here. Whipped it that first time. We'll get it the second time. And then... I don't like that part. That part always fills me with so much anxiety because of how, like, specific it is. But I got through it on the first or second try, so I'm happy. Because there's parts... There's days where I just cannot get the minute detail. And there's the other part. They have darker purple hair. They have the strong purple. We get like a pinkish purple. And we're just gonna chase them through this whole segment here. And it is a very sizable segment. There's gonna be a good amount of struggling. You'll notice they have laser beams. Something we don't. I wish I had laser beams, but I don't. I'm not that cool. But we do have feathers and we have like tiles that we want to press. And then what we're basically doing, we're just trying to get hugs. We're friendly. We're friendly. We want to make amends, and what better when consented? That's a key part of it. That's not necessarily happening here. But, I don't know, I feel like I'm overthinking this now and I'm running into spikes because of that. But, you always want to give your other self hugs. Very good. Remember, these hugs are a reminder to self-love. Give self-love. We love our self-love. And we love Kevin. Hi Kevin, thank you for helping. We also love throwing ourselves at high speeds into some more spikes. Kevin's really good at eating us. Nice little trick here. If we wait for this to respawn, we can refresh, and we can run into more spikes. That's the trick. I just wanted to enjoy Kevin for a little bit more. That's all. It was secretly a ploy just for a few more seconds of Kevin sound. There we go. Now we can kind of zip up here. And we're just that was essentially an intermission. That's like the midpoint of this level. Or, no, I wouldn't say the midpoint. Yeah, second 2/3 of the way through. So everything from here is very tricksy, very dangerous. More laser beams, more spooks, more threats. We're gonna do a nice little skip here because I don't feel like opening up this drawbridge. And we're just gonna do that first try because that's just how we are. And these next two screens are very, very difficult, but I like to fall into pits. I like rambling, so we're gonna just continue talking through it. Because sometimes talking things through helps. Very nice movement too, like when you get the movement down for this place, it's super satisfying. I don't know why I made that angle. I do know why, but it didn't work out, so we'll just not do that next time. But yeah, no, going through this B-side is super satisfying once you know how to do it. And it is very enjoyable to do. So this is probably the final, like, genuinely hard thing to do in this run is just this one screen. We're gonna see that it is very long. And, okay, well, got through it a lot more effectively than I suspected I was going to be. That's very satisfying. That makes me happy. And now we just have to get through this one segment. Break another heart. You break the heart to collect them. And that is probably the hardest part of this run, as we're going to be making our way over to the final segment. Now this part is a little chunky. We're probably about 15 minutes away from the run being finished. Around there is what I get. But at some point we got knocked down to the bottom, and now we're just gonna make a climb all the way back to the top. So right now we're at ground zero. And we've also got double boost. Which means that we get to zip and zoom even more so than we were before. So this is... So not only is it the speediness from before, but now it's like even speedier when we do things nicely. Keyword being when done nicely. That and then that. So they give you much bigger segments of land too that you kind of need to traverse, where you don't have the full freedom of like standing on ground and collecting yourself. Also, we get the other part is helping now, so great. Double Urple. Look at the Urples. They match. We don't need to see the cutscene. The colors are wrong on the cutscene. Oh, we just do that, and there we go. So we're back at the first level, and that's okay, because we're just gonna kind of rush through it. It looks a little bit different, but that's because we have double. We're taking a shortcut that lets us get by at a much faster pace than how the first level actually went. As long as I don't fall into more spikes. I like the spikes, they're very pretty, but we need to touch less of them.
So the spikes are not grass.
They are not grass.
Okay, so we
They
don't want
look-
to touch the spikes.
They look like grass if grass was white and probably icy, but they are not. So we're not gonna touch them. We're just gonna touch that though. That lets us kind of weave through. There's a nice staircase there. I actually like that staircase. I don't know why I'm thinking of that right now. I just noticed that staircase, and it looks really nice. Good pixel art. Very good pixel art. My favorite part of the run now, is aside from that, we're at the Jello blocks again, so we gotta just like, I just love the swimming effect that happens when you're going through them. It's very satisfying. There's a lot of very nice movement that kind of happens with them. If you jump as you pop out, you actually get an extra little boost too, so they're fun to kind of swim around in. I know chapter 2 is personally a favorite of mine to just kind of play in if I'm just in a mood where I just need a playground. I pick chapter 2 and I just play somewhere in there. As long as I'm not being chased, like everything in chapter 2 is very fun to just goof off in. Get one more boost, and we have made it through the second chapter again. And now we're back in the mansion. We don't have to worry about Mr. Oshi. He's not here right now. He's doing other stuff. We're just gonna sneak by without him noticing. And we're just gonna make a very quick work here to get out of the way. That was sloppy. That was sloppy. Oh, we'll just do that. Or we can do that. All right, right. I do it this way. There we go. Much cleaner. My memory trips sometimes, but that's okay because we still do a good climb, and it remembers the important stuff. Like these things are called dust bunnies. These spikes are called dust bunnies because they kind of look like it. They're very silly. I like how they look. Ooh, oh, and then I run. Cool. I'm very professional. There we go. Much cleaner. And we'll just kind of through there, and we can take a nice little shortcut here because there's actually a path right there. Doesn't save too much time, but it's still nice. And we are almost out of this segment. As you see, we're kind of just like, the summit's essentially just like a marathon run through the entire mountain again. But it's kind of like cut up in a way that it's a lot shorter, it's a lot more... There are remixes of the various levels, now utilizing the power of double boost, because double boost is good. And if they expected you to go through the main levels with double boost, it would make for a very interesting time, just on the fact that like those levels are not designed for this. So they made new levels, and they are very good levels. They're nice little segments. They bring back Snowball. Oh, and I positioned myself perfectly to eat Snowball. Right there, that's fine. And we can kind of just zip through here. These aren't Kevin blocks. They make me sad, but they have a nice hum. I like the hum that these blocks make. And they're still useful because you can kind of command them, where you can't command Kevin. You can only ask him by booping him. And then he grumbles at you in the cutest way. We'll just do that. And now, I like this part because there's a mandatory strawberry. I like to collect the strawberries in my runs. Even though I'm doing any percent, I like to collect... I got 5 strawberries without trying. I don't know where I got most of them. I don't remember. I just like grabbing strawberries. I can't help it. I don't want to do 100% because that takes way more time and energy and planning and routing. But I like to collect strawberries. So I just kind of do a bit of a mix where I do any percent. I'm not expecting to get... I get the times that I like and I'm happy with them. And then we try to cheekily grab a couple of extra strawberries on the way because good strawberries. Oh, I don't think I even talked about these panels before. When you boost on them, they make you go super fast. And it's very delightful. Wait, if I do... okay. I did that. I just tripped. That's fine. So if we... There we go. That's what I was wanting to do. Here. I learned how to do this recently, so I'm gonna... There we go. And we want to make sure we grab the key. It's a little bit faster than going down and kind of... There's a bit of a... There's a bunch of solid blades down there, and we don't want to touch those. I like the slammer over here. It punishes you if you dash while you're climbing. It squishes you, and it's a good haha gotcha moment. Because it's so easy to get used to dashing through everything that you forget about in that moment. We're just gonna weave through because it feels nice to do when I get it right. Oh, I didn't expect myself to get it that time. There we go. And I like this part because we don't. There's buttons. They want you to press the buttons, but we don't like pressing buttons here. We are anti-button pressing, so we don't press the buttons. We just go underneath the doors because there's just enough space for you to be able to do so. And we're just gonna make our way over here. And with one big boost, we finally get to the summit-ish area. We got just a little bit to go before the end. We got new checkpoints. The game gives you new checkpoints. They're little, I like them. They're the little flags. They like make little celebratory noises whenever you cross by them. And there's 28 of them left. So there's only 28 more points before we reach the top of this mountain and have completed this run. There's one more strawberry there. We're not gonna grab it. I like grabbing strawberries, but I've got my limits, and I think I've grabbed all the strawberries that I typically go for. That kind of just naturally find their way into my path. I didn't know you could do that. We will also be skipping a couple of checkpoints because we're just cool like that. See? Skip one. Let's see how many we can skip. I'm glad I didn't skip this one because, yes, that would be an ouch. Because apparently I'm tripping. The wind is too strong and it's making me slip. The wind made me do it. And we just push that button. There we go. So from here, the game kind of is a little difficult, but because these are supposed to be like, in a casual playthrough, these would be the greatest challenges. But there's a lot of segments where it kind of clears up too. Like, you see here, the wind is at our back. So we have a lot of moments where we're just gonna have a very easy time. You get nice big slow falls. And we enjoy drifting through the sky.
Chad is counting down the checkpoints with you.
Yay! I forgot to be like, hey, let's count down the checkpoints.
This chat knows. They've seen enough Celeste, they know.
Yay! Just closing in on the end point here. Okay. That one. There we go. And now we can just get this little maze. They make some really tricky mazes in later versions, like when you go to the higher difficulties. And I know people have made ROM hacks that have like absolutely wild versions. I'll have to try them out someday. Now we're just yeah, we're quickly getting to the final handful. We passed the last dozen. We just one more nice little boost here. Or I think there's, yeah, no, I think that was the last one. And we just fly up. I like this part because just the wind is very nice and helps you. And then it stops. And we'll skip that checkpoint. We don't need that checkpoint. We do need this checkpoint though, apparently. Let's do this nice and steady like. As we hit to the 3. Glad I hit the 3.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just move through this. During practice, I got stuck on this part for some reason, so let's not do that. I think I was trying too hard to be fancy. There we go. And now we've got the final bit. Let's just make it nice and clean. Time stops when I reach the red flag at the top of this mountain. And that is time.
GG's. Well done.
Yay! And that's the run. That's Celeste. I like this game a lot. It's very fun. As is with a lot of people, this game is very important to me. It's helped me through some very difficult things. It teaches you a way to process anxiety. Oh wow, 50 minutes on the spot almost.
Nice.
That's actually very impressive. It helped me with anxiety and a lot of stuff. Teaches you a lot of really cool things. Has a lot of really cool characters. It's a very good game. If you haven't played it yet, please do.
Yeah. Any quick shout outs you want to do?
You're all cool. I appreciate you. Please donate.
Well, thank you very much for doing the run and showcasing this. Celeste is always a good time, and I had a lot of fun watching it, so thank you very much. Folks, we are going to chug right along into the next run. Before we do that, though, we are going to take a quick break to get everything set up and give you an opportunity to get some water, stretch your legs, do whatever you got to do to take care of yourself, and we will be back in just a little bit. See you soon. welcome back to Fireside Pride 2024 here at Power Up with Pride. Folks, I hope you've been enjoying the marathon so far. We are still getting set up for the next run, which is Fate Samurai Remnant with Jupi. That is coming up soon. In the meantime, excuse me, all this talking is starting to catch up with me. Figured I'd meet the mic for that one, so you didn't have to hear it. While we're still getting set up for the next run, did want to let you all know that we got a $30 donation in here from Barashiel that says, Celeste changed my life in an admittedly small way, so I couldn't let it go by without a donation, for which I selected both a target and a poll in Tiltify. Great run, great runner, and greatest tech team. Shout out to Alice and Scala. And yes, Barashiel's donation did in fact go to the poll of the sleeve design for Rhythm Doctor. That went to trans rights, and it went to the upgrade to normal difficulty for the Rhythm Doctor run. So the Rhythm Doctor run currently is sitting at $192 out of 200. We're only $8 away from hitting that incentive, and if we get $8 more, we're going to cross $2,250 for Point of Pride here at Power Up with Pride. That is incredible. We have raised a great amount of money already to help Point of Pride. As a reminder, Point of Pride is a trans-led 501c3 nonprofit organization, and they've served tens of thousands of people in all 50 states and 100 plus countries by providing access to gender-affirming health and wellness services. Great people are benefiting greatly from this organization. All of your donations go to make that happen. So please get those donations in. Let's cross 2250 and let's get that upgrade to normal for Rhythm Doctor met before the next run starts. I know you can do it, chat. Let's make it happen. We're still getting set up for that run, so we're going to go ahead and let y'all get another stretch in real quick, and then we will be back with Fate Samurai Remnant with Jupi coming up very, very soon.